Welcome back. Now it's December, and that means an early payday for so many. And being the holiday season, we just want to splash out a bit, right? But be careful, because the money needs to last until the next payday, which can only be up to 40 days away. So there's a significant increase in the number of so-called payday loans around the beginning of January. And for some advice, my Fisher friend joins us now for the final time in 2022 to, of course, assist us to make those responsible financial decisions. Maya, always a pleasure having you. Thanks for your time. So that's the big question. How do you make sure that you actually make the most of your pay and your paycheck can actually stretch?
You know, you were talking about the spike in payday loans, and one of the credit bureaus was telling me that in April they see the highest level of defaults, and you're only going to default if you've missed 3 payments in a row. So literally people are taking out loans in the festive season and not repaying them. So by April, 3 months later, by the 4th month, they're in default. So this is a really difficult time for people, and the only way around it is to plan. The best thing to do if you're getting paid on Thursday, I think it'll be on Friday's the 16th, so you'll probably be paid on Thursday, is to first pay all of those January bills. Don't go and spend the money. First pay all the bills. Very, very boring advice, but that's what you need to do. And if you've got school fees coming up in January, school uniform, books, buy them now, because then it's done, right? You're not going to be worrying in January. Also, debit orders are going to go off at the end of the month. You calculate how much that's going to be, and my advice would be we're very bad at leaving the money in our bank account. Even if you transfer it just into your little savings pocket, a lot of banking apps have those little savings pockets. You say, I'm going to put that money in there and transfer it back maybe on the 24th, just before the debit orders go through, and just try and manage your money better, because that's the only way you're really going to be able to get through to that end of January, next paycheck, because really you don't want to start 2023 defaulting on loans. It's tough enough already. Yeah. We don't need to be loading our pain at this stage.
And also, I mean, there's the 13th check, right? So if you're lucky enough to get one, how can you then use that to get your finances also ready for the new year?
Probably my top tip with that is most people have a debt or some debts, right? Some people have a store card. Maybe there's some debt that's small enough that you can settle with your 13th check and maybe have a little bit of spare cash to spoil yourself or your family. Even if it's a store card, pay it off, please cut it up and close it. It doesn't help if you keep it open. And then whatever you were paying into that store card or whatever debt you were paying, so maybe it's 200-300 Rand a month that was the installment. Open a tax-free savings account and start to put that 200-300 Rand away and start to grow wealth. And I think you can do, if you use that money sensibly, you can settle a debt and even start saving for your future. So I think that's just a nice little tip to do if you were fortunate to have got a 13th check this month.